Hi everyone, I'm Ryoko, a resident of the Animator Dormitory. In my videos, I'll tell you all about the everyday lives of new animators like me and the dormitory we live in. Today, I'll be talking about my life in January of 2020, my 10th month working as an animator. I'll also go over things that aren't well known, like how animators live and how much they make. So make sure you watch until the end. As I mentioned in my last video, I spent the end of last year and the first half of January at home with my family. My family's home is in the countryside, so being surrounded by the greenery, breathing the clean air, and the smells of dirt and grass reminded me of when I was younger. I don't mind the crowds and big buildings in Tokyo, but at home in the countryside, time moves more slowly, and I feel like I can truly relax. I enjoyed my break by going to a local shrine for a first visit of the new year and eating lots of delicious food with my family. I had decided to change out my work chair when I returned. So, I brought my chair from home back to the dormitory. Ever since I moved into the dormitory, I was using a folding chair that I found. And even though I had a cushion on it, I can't say it was comfortable. Working long hours in that chair hurt my lower body, which in turn made it harder to work. So I've been needing a new chair for quite some time. After switching to my chair from home, I was much more comfortable and found it remarkably easier to work. I didn't have to worry about pains or my posture anymore, which made me more efficient. I was surprised that my work environment had such an impact on me. I should have gotten a new chair a long time ago, but I learned my lesson and will be paying more attention to my setup in the future. In the second half of January, I started work on the big project I mentioned last time. I worked in the studio as a contractor, but I felt out of place among so many veteran animators. Just going to the studio made me incredibly nervous. I looked at some of the other animators' cuts for reference, but they were on an entirely different level from mine, and I felt a lot of pressure. On the bright side, the references were in a similar art style to the project I had to work on, so I learned a lot from studying their amazing layouts and keyframes. Despite being nervous, I was also incredibly happy to be involved in the project. It motivated me to make my own cuts just as great. The project had a realistic style, which was challenging to begin with. I looked at other scenes while drawing and drew with close attention to detail. Though it was tough, it was just as rewarding. One cut I'll never forget was the scene of splashing water. In animation terms, it's what we would call an effect or special effect, which is an animation where something besides the subject character is moving or changing in their surroundings. It could be something without a definite shape like flames, lightning, water, light, explosions, or the ground crumbling. To be honest, I've never been good at drawing special effects. I think using lines to shape something that doesn't have a form is really difficult. However, I actually enjoy drawing water, and thought it would be a good opportunity to properly research how to draw it. To better fit the realistic style, I decided to use real water as a reference instead of another anime or an art book. I used a shower in the dormitory to take videos of spraying water, then frame by frame, observed and copied the water to study how to draw it and express its movement realistically. Despite it being cold and time-consuming, the experience taught me a lot, and my artistic abilities improved too. I'm glad I took the opportunity to thoroughly study it because otherwise, I might have just gone on drawing it without fully understanding how to. Even though just a few months ago, I was worried that I might come to hate my work and not even enjoying drawing anymore. Now, I was able to be proactive and take on new challenges at work. I was even looking forward to future jobs too. I think I can say I accomplished my December goal of maintaining my motivation. My total income for January was about 14,000 yen. It's the lowest pay I've received since becoming an animator. One reason is that I was taking time off in the first half of the month, like I did in December. Another reason, one that I've mentioned before, is that when you work on one project for several months, oftentimes you get paid a few months later than you started. Even with savings, it's hard to make ends meet like this, which is why freelancers have to factor this in when deciding which jobs to take on. Since we covered December in the last video, let's look back on my income from last year. My total income in 2019 was 668,000 yen. That's a monthly average of 74,000 yen. Pretty meager wages for a working adult. For an animator, though, your first year earnings mainly depend on the company you start at. I mostly hear around 50,000 yen, and on the low end, around 30,000 yen. So it seems like even my income was on the higher end. I may be in a unique situation since I was both a full-time employee and a freelancer. And I also spent most of my first year working on key animation. But I hope this information can help out any new animators or any of you who want to become animators in the future. For all you new animators, how did you spend your first year? Even if we do the same job, every animator is unique and spends their first year differently. If any of our viewers happen to be animators, I'd love to hear about how your first year went in the comments. That's all for today. What did you think? I'll talk about February in my next video. Thank you so much for always watching and leaving comments on our videos. If you have any questions about being an animator or the Animator Dormitory, please leave us a comment below. Thank you so much for watching until the end. The Animator Dormitory runs almost entirely on your donations. For more information about crowdfunding for the dormitory, there's a link in the video description below. Please take a look. As always, just watching our videos helps us support animators, so please check out our other videos too.